Hi guys, how's it going? I just wanted to make another Demon Hunter Momentum guide and talk about the differences between Naya and Kurain and how the different covenants within those are affecting your stats and how your stats affect your damage pretty much, and how just gearing up and then just different combos in general. You can really get out a lot of damage while playing Demon Hunter because it's always about dealing damage, dude. Nothing's more fun than dealing a ton of damage, dude. So, because the honest answer, man, is being at the top of the meters is way more important than timing the key. Like, at the end of the day, dude. So I use Naya. I use Naya because of Wild Hunt tactics is just not as good as redirected anima for my character and equipment. Um, so like if I had a lot of versatility and most of my damage was like percent, I would be using that. But since I don't have a lot of versatility, I have a lot of mastery. I use Naya to just like scale my just to like kind of like go together. So like IQD that will give me mastery. Wild Hunt tact or I mean redirected anima that will give me mastery. And like the main ability that I'm using in Momentum right now is like Chaos Strike. It's just like how many of these can I fucking click in this window, and like just how much fury can I keep up, and like how many Chaos Strikes can I push out, right? Because we're not using Blade Dance and all that scales with mastery. So chaos damage, it's just my chaos strikes are just huge, especially with IQD. Like when I press that, that will also give me mastery. So my chaos strike, and then essence break is gonna increase that damage, and then I beam is gonna be also scaling off that mastery, that redirected anima, that the device, and so um later on, I'll talk about like the cool things you can do with Vengeful Retreat. So yeah, even when you land it from Metamorphosis, you're gonna be dealing chaos damage. So chaos damage is pretty helpful. It doesn't really scale with my Lego because Immolation Aura is fire damage. Fel Rush is chaos damage. So like Unbound Chaos scales with mastery. So there's just a lot in the kit that like scales with mastery, right? Well, I forgot to mention, guys. Mastery also scales up your movement speed, and when we're playing Momentum, movement speed is gonna help us a lot, like Haste would, because when we're playing Momentum, we're gonna be dashing through things, flipping over things, darting to things, volleying to things. We're just gonna be moving around a lot. So sometimes when you're moving around, that could leave you in an awkward position where you're not getting as many procs, you're not hitting, you're not on your target. So that movement speed really helps us stick to our target and keep dealing damage. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is dealing damage. How much damage do we do? How high are we on the charts, dude? Nothing else really matters. So now that we know I'm trying to get my mastery up and get my chaos strikes and like, get all the global buffs that I can. I want to talk about some of the animation canceling that you can do. There's only like really one spell off of global cooldown that you can use on Demon Hunter. Technically, there's two. There's Blur and then there's Vengeful Retreat. And in the momentum rotation, getting your Vengeful Retreat out at like these certain moments that make your damage go up, because you can just like use multiple spells at a time. The main one that I use, if you've noticed, is Vengeful Retreat and Immolation Aura. You can use those two at the exact same time, so you'll already be like two spells into the game, and you only click like two buttons, so, or one button. So um that's a good one. You can combine that one with Blade Dance. You can use Blade Dance, Vengeful Retreat. The Blade Dance damage will still be going off, and then you can like be flipping in the air, and let's say you had Immolation Aura up, and so the damage is going out, you're flipping in the air, it's on global cooldown, you're getting the energy back, and then you hit him with the freaking Fel Rush with the Unbound Chaos buff, dude, and like all that damage is gonna hit all in the same like moment, and you're just gonna be like one button ahead of your rotation by using these certain little Vengeful Retreat cancels.
Yeah, let's actually take a look at this one real quick together. It'd be easy over here. So say Immolation Aura is up. You see that shit? Dude, that's so fucked up.
You see how the Blade Dance is going out, and then the final smash of Blade Dance hits, right? You can see that right there, and then it freaking goes on, and I just instantly go into Fel Rush.
So when you're going in for a boss, I use engineering. I don't really see a reason to use any other thing unless you're trying to make gold, but like engineering is just so cool. You can just get so much. Let's say you guys don't have a rogue, or your rogue isn't using shroud or whatever, and your tank is going into the pool. I like to be like right in front of the tank before he pulls, and I like to be invisible, just like right in front of him. And like when he pulls, excuse me, you instantly just want to cast Immolation Aura and Vengeful Retreat. Just get those things on cooldown. Get that damage over time. Get that stuff going. Hit that Fel Rush. Get that 15% damage bonus. It's just huge to like use that invisibility for those small range spells. Vengeful Retreat and Immolation Aura are just, you know, really short range spells. 8-yard radius, so yeah, we're talking like within this, you know, like not far at all. And then even probably less range is probably going to be the Vengeful Retreat, which is a Havoc spell apparently. It just says nearby enemies. So I'm guessing melee range, bro. I'm guessing if you can't melee it, Vengeful Retreat isn't gonna hit, bro. And then you're not gonna get the Fury over time from. Alright, so let's talk about how our go right here. Our first things first, man. You want to Immolation or Vengeful Retreat, Fel Rush, Hunt, I-Beam, Meta, I-Beam, Fel Rush, Essence Breaks, Choas Strikes, and Felblades for Fury. You just want, whenever you get procs, and then whenever Fel Rush is on cooldown, you use it. So, or off cooldown. And then just keep doing that until you need an I-Beam again, and that marks the end of the meta. So one thing I want to note here is I save IQD and Phantom Fire until I hit with my Essence Rigs the first time while my meta's up. So I'll have my haste buff, and then that'll go out. All my stuff's on cooldown. I don't need to get any more damage buffs or put anything else on cooldown for this single target fight, bro. I just need to pump Choas Strikes, and that's a good feeling, bro. It's just when you're in that zone, because that's when a lot of damage comes out. You can hit your Choas Strike for like 11,000 damage because, you know, crits, the mastery. I think Annihilation, which is the version of Choas Strike within Metamorphosis, hits for like 65% of Choas Strikes damage. So it's a 65% damage buff. And then you get the 40% damage buff. And then you get the whatever percent damage buff from Redirected Anima. Then you get the whatever percent buff from IQD or our device from our Trinket. And then you just like pink, and it's that golden moment, and you can just like spam that, and it feels so good.
I'm gonna have one more, and then that'll be it.
So in our open here, we are trying to get the mastery buff as soon as possible, but the hunt initial proc does do so much damage, and you want to get as much as you can. It's more valuable to get the 15% damage buff onto your hunt then to get the mastery buff onto your Unbound Chaos Fell Rush. So, but it is more valuable to have the mastery bonus from the hunt and Naya's redirected anima. For our I-beam, that is why we are hunting, then I-beaming, and I-beaming again. Then to I-beam, get the haste buff, and then hunt, and then now the procs on the hunt are haste, or the dots on the hunts are procking faster because of a haste buff from I-beam. So it's definitely more valuable for us to, get the mastery from the hunt first and then use I-beam because we're buffing with mastery.
I use a lot of macros, dude. I use macros for so many reasons, so I don't have to change like spells on my bars. If I change talents, I use macros to help my character select targets. I use macros to multiple cast spells and abilities to like keep more important spells and abilities on my bars. I use the BurnFlip macro. This one's called BurnFlip. It's pretty much Vengeful Retreat and Immolation Aura at the same time. So it's just like when I click that, if it's not on cooldown, I lose nothing. If they are up, I gain everything. So like it's just really good. I use cast at cursor metamorphosis. I never click metamorphosis and use the green circle. That was one of the first things I changed since I came to play World of Warcraft. I got Essence Break, Glaive Tempest. So let's say my talents, instead of Unbound Chaos, and usually if I'm playing Glaive Tempest, I'm not playing Essence Break, right? Like I'd be playing Cycle of Hatred, probably, most likely. So, and this works for me, right? Like since I won't be playing those two. So like, boom, click, it comes out, easy. I have a macro for changing targets, super helpful. And then all my pretty much damage ability, I have that macro I was talking about earlier, the one that helps select targets. If someone's dead and I'm targeting them, deselects target for me if I click that button on all my damaging abilities. So then I just switch to a target that's like not dead, that I can actually DPS. So it just helps keep my DPS uptime. So got a macro for same thing as Essence Break and Glaive Tempest, right? Like when a Glaive Tempest came out, I'm hitting it's not okay. What the? My bad. So I'm hitting the same button as Glaive Tempest. Boom, everything comes out, works. I'm hitting Felblade right now, or yeah, Felblade, that thing, right? Let's say I don't want to take Felblade, I want Demon Spites. Gotta wait for you to go off cooldown. Alright, now I got Demon Spites. Whatever that is. So nope, that works. If he was dead, it would just automatically select the other target because of macro. Meta macro works. Essence Break, I have 3 Essence Break Glaive Tempest type macros. One just is Essence Break by itself. Another one is Essence Break plus Trinket plus my device. And the third one is Device, Trinket, or Essence Break, Device, Trinket, and Phantom Fire Pot. So those are pretty much all the macros that I use. I will be leaving them in the description just to summarize. It's the targeting macro, deselecting dead targets. Macros so that each button does the same thing, whether I change talents. Macros for using pots. Macros for dual casting. Those are like the kind of macros that I use. And then obviously the meta macro, because that just makes sense. So guys, this is wrapping up the end of the video. I do use the Burning Runes legendary, but Demon Hunter Momentum is really fun. A lot of burst damage, a lot of moving around, a lot of flipping around, a lot of fun, man. And it feels like there's always something to cast, always
I'm good in AoE, I'm good in single target, I have high burst damage, I have good sustain. My cooldowns are a bitch, but hey man, it is what it is. And hopefully you guys pick up some tips and tricks from this video and apply it to your gameplay, and you just start pumping through all your dungeons, all your raids, all your PvP content, just whatever it is you like to do, and have fun playing Demon Hunters like I do, dude. Have a good day. Later.